Hello and welcome back. As you can see, I haven't managed to get the time to fit these signals or the point switch to operate them onto the layout this week. There's just too many things going on, and I haven't had time to move all the things under the railway to get on with the job. So this week we're going to have a look at this wonderful little industrial tank locomotive with this great dome on it, and this is catalogue number R.455.
We'll just switch points number 10 and we'll bring this very bright locomotive onto the inside line, into the second radius curve, storming round there, off towards points number 1 where we'll come to a stop. And we'll open those and into the sidings, and we're going to pick up a couple of plate wagons, R.19, and we've got the old R.16 brake van there on the end. Off we go again, through points number 1, back onto the inside line, storming back round that second radius curve towards points number 8 where we'll cross over onto the outside line and away into the distance as she goes.
So I think this model was available between 73 and 75, and there we've got the old catalogue number R.455 industrial tank locomotive. Nice Hornby Railways box, a little bit of damage here and there, but nothing too bad. When we look underneath, it does appear that it's been damp at some stage in its life. We see evidence of sellotape here. So we'll just have a swift look around that. Now sadly there is no paperwork with this model, so we'll just lift off the lid and have a look inside, which is in one of these wonderful bright yellow vac form trays. It doesn't have the model number incorporated into it. You can see she's got the plated wheels, and then they've got the old factory telephone number along the side of the tank there, 25550. And a wonderful bold bright dome on the top there. I don't know whether you can see that this model's had a driver fitted. We'll have a look at him a little bit later. So we'll just see if we lift it out of the tray. There we go. And we'll just pop the old tray down. We'll just have a look at the model. So again, it is very, very similar to Nellie and Polly and Connie and so on. And it's just been made up in red with that wonderful white lining. You can see the overspray there. It is in fairly good shape. You can see the old driver has been stuck in there, but I think we'll leave him in there. Let's look at the wheels though. I mean, this has been to the moon and back. It's worn right through the plating. I don't know whether that's simply miles on the track or lots of wheel spin. There's certainly plenty of power available on these little models when you open the power up on them. So again, a lovely little thing. We've got a nice little coal load there, and again, you can see overspray on the edges there. It's not quite as neat and tidy as it could be when you look closely. But again, it is a mass-produced toy. I think it really is quite a lovely thing. I've just taken the body shell off the chassis there. We'll just have a swift look around it. We'll look inside there. We can see the old driver's been neatly glued onto the side there, so I think we'll leave him there. He's not doing any harm. And if we look closely here, we've got Triang's name and then built in Britain. So I think the later models may have had Hornby Railways on these when they got around to changing the mould. We can just see that little black plastic spigot sticking through there, and I believe that's how the dome is attached to the model there. I believe that's the dome from the old Lord of the Isles model. And so it's got all its steps. Lovely detail on the back there. It does have a slight crack in the buffer beam there, if we see. Nothing too bad. But they are such a tight fit onto the chassis. Now, if we have a swift look at the old chassis, I'll show you I have taken a little bit off the chassis just to make it easier to get it on and off. It's so tight. I don't know whether the plastic shrink over the years, so I've just taken the edge off that to make it easier to slide that body on and off the chassis there. So we can see that chassis there. I think this dates all the way back to the steeple cab. That's why we've got I for the insulated side. And then we've got R for the old return side. So just left over from earlier models. So that's the insulated side with the old pickup spring. Collection plate, we've got the old D-shaped couplings at either end. And the motor does look in fairly tidy condition. As I say, those wheels, they've definitely seen some action, haven't they? Plenty of action. Again, it is a fairly tidy looking thing apart from the wear on those wheels.
Just catching up with this very lively model as she comes under the old elevated section there and storms off into the straight leading up to the incline there. I imagine these type of models had huge appeal for children. At around the time this model was released, there was a children's television programme with a red locomotive with a very bright shiny dome on the top. I wonder whether that had any influence on Hornby's decision to produce this model. Looking lovely now as she comes back down the incline.
So here's one of those wonderful plate wagons. These were available between 72 and 73, and I think they were dropped completely by 74, sadly. And the earlier ones seem to have come out in trying Hornby boxes, and the later one seems to have come out in a Hornby Railways box. We'll just have a swift look at this one to start with. So we can see it's in that yellow vac form tray. Got a R.19 plate wagon. We've got a terrific price on the end of the old box there, haven't we? So we'll just have a swift look around the box. It's in pretty good condition. Nothing too bad, just the effects of age. So we'll just pop that out and have a swift look. Like the wagons we were looking at the other week, the vac form tray seems to have been designed to take a number of different wagons, and it's got a number of different catalogue numbers on there, none of which are for this particular model. So the old plate load just sort of clips into it. So we'll just whip that out of there, put that down. It's very shiny, isn't it? Look at that. Cleveland Bridge and Engineering Company Limited, Darlington. So it's a really good looking thing, isn't it? We've got the old pinpoint axles, white rimmed wheels, and we just have Made in England on the bottom. We don't have trying Hornby or Hornby Railways. We've got the old D-shaped couplings, buffers just moulded in, running number printed on the side. So wonderful things. So we'll just pop that one down and we'll just have a swift look at the one in the Hornby Railways box. So again, we've got R19 plate wagon, and it looks like a price has been scribbled on there, something pence, but I can't quite read it. So the box has seen better days. It's been crushed and this end's been torn, so we'll leave that one alone and we'll leave this other end open. And we'll just get out the wagon and have a swift look at it. Now, the difference between the two is that the plate load is slightly shorter on this one out of the Hornby Railways box. I'll just lift up the other one. I think the wagon's identical, but the plate load is shorter, and also the plate load is sort of a matte finish on here. It's like a mirror finish on that one. So again, we'll just have a look. You can see the deck here. You've got that wood effect there. I don't think it's the same deal really. Pinpoint axles, plastic white rimmed wheels. I'll just switch that around and have a look at the other side. I think there's a sticker on the metalwork is the same as well, isn't it? It's the same. Got the same length. Yeah, it looks like the same length to me. So we'll just pop that down. And of course we've just finished off this very short rake with the old R16 brake van, which we've seen before.
Storming down that incline now at a very childlike speed. It is just such great fun. I think the chassis on these plate wagons was used on a number of different models during the late trying Hornby period and Hornby Railways periods. Looking very bumpy coming across that diamond crossing, wasn't she? But I think that's probably about it for this week. If you look back again next time, we'll have something else to look at. But I'm going to leave you with page 18 from the 1973 catalogue. Thanks for watching. Goodbye now.